Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Build video with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this video, I will be showing you all how to build a simple medieval house. But let's just go ahead and take a look at these two chests and see what resources are inside. So as you can tell, we're going to be using primarily dark oak materials, but we're also going to be using a mixture of spruce and even a little oak, and then we're going to have a variation of stone based blocks, and then just for the detailing bits and bobs we're going to be using these pieces right here. But let's just go ahead and begin to get our build on. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of laying down the outline of the structure. So let's just go ahead and begin to throw down some stone brick blocks like this. And as you can tell, we have our foundation already established within the ground. This is something that you do not have to do, but in the event that you'd like to go ahead and give your simple little medieval house a little support, a little foundation, so that way then it doesn't collapse within itself or collapse within the ground, then there's a little comfort for that. Now let's just go ahead and begin to throw down our stone brick stairs like this so we can create some type of a window like this. Now I know this may not be something that is traditionally done in a Minecraft medieval house, because you may see some builds that utilize window panes or even fence gates, but this is something that I thought would be a little bit different, and it never hurts to do things differently, at least in my opinion. So now let's go ahead and begin to create the internal outline of the simple medieval house here, and we're just going to do something like this. Now why don't we just go ahead and fill up the walls, and then when we're ready to, we'll come back and we'll punch out any windows within them that we see fit to do so. And let's just go ahead, fly over here. We're going to do something like this. Now as you may be able to tell, this house is starting to appear a little claustrophobic, but that's okay, because this is going to be, after all, a simple medieval house. Now let's just go ahead and do a quick little flyby to make sure that everything looks as it should be, and it does. Now let's just go ahead and throw down a doorway right about there, I think is where I'm going to have it. Now let's just go ahead and put away the resources that we were previously using, because after all, it is good to put things back where you found them, so that way you don't have to worry about looking for them later on. Now let's go ahead and just take a gander at this roof, and I think what I'm going to do is something like this. I'm just going to do it for these two sections of the roof, and that's because I want to test around with different ideas as to what I would like to do. And because this is going to be a simple medieval house, I'm not going to go too fancy with the roof. So if you want to go ahead and go the extra mile with it, then by all means go ahead and do so. And let's just go ahead now and begin to extend it around like this. I think this is going to look good for a simple medieval house. So let's just go ahead and do what we did for those two sections of the roof over on these sides as well. And let's go ahead and connect the last part of the roof. And there we go. If you're following along and you'd like to make some modifications to this build, feel free to send a picture of what you've done to me over on Twitter at Vanillaraccoon, because I would love to see what you all do with these builds, because after all, you don't have to follow what it is that I'm doing block for block. And it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of trouble. No, there we go. Looks like we were able to bypass that little, not a glitch, but we were able to bypass that minor bump in the building process. So now this is what the roof of our medieval house is going to look like. And I'm thinking of bringing it down just a little farther. And let's just go ahead and see how this looks. And I would like to add an overhang to the roof, but I think that would give it a fantasy look. I'm not entirely sure though. Let's just go ahead and do something like this. Okay, we're just gonna leave it as, we're just gonna do something like this for now, and we're gonna just leave it as it is once we have finished applying the overhang to every section of the roof here. And then we're going to see if this is going to grow on us as we continue to get our build on. And when it comes to applying minor detailing for the overhang, what we could possibly do is, just so we can continue to see the stone brick blocks, let's just go ahead and do something like this for now. And again, this is just going to be here for temporary purposes. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep this overhang, but if you'd like to, then by all means, go ahead. Now, let's just go ahead, and that's going to look a little odd. So let's just do something like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just go ahead and do something like this. And let's just go ahead and apply it right there, and I think that's going to do it for the roof. There we go. And alright, so this is what the house, and this is what the structure of the house along with the roof is going to look like for now. Now let's go ahead and put our wooden resources away. And why don't we go ahead and begin to work on the inside of the house. And you know what? I think I forgot to give myself a torch, or at least place it in the chest above. Yes, I did. So, okay, let's go ahead and place a torch down, so then we can begin to get our build on from within. And I'm just going to place these torches down in these particular spaces just so it can provide lighting throughout the whole house. Now, as you can tell with this resource pack, we have two various shades of gray. We have a not so vibrant shade of gray and a vibrant shade of gray. And what I'm thinking of doing is, where the vibrant shade of gray is at, is where I'm going to throw down some spruce slabs. And like what I was saying towards the beginning of this Minecraft Let's Build video, having the foundation may help us with applying variation in the floor, but let's just go ahead and do this here and now, and I think that looks nice. Now let's go ahead and just place these two things back, and let's begin to actually work on the, oh, I forgot to place a bed in there as well. Whoops. Let's just go ahead and begin to work on the interior decorating. So let's just go ahead and grab the stuff that we would need for a house. The flower pot. Yeah, we're going to need a flower pot, because why not? You got to have a little life in your builds. So what I'm thinking of doing is, right over here we're going to place a bed, and then right over here is where we're going to place a crafting chest table, and then in that block space is where we are going to place an anvil. And then what we can go ahead and do is why don't we go ahead and place a cauldron right there for now. I'm not sure if I would like it to be right there, but who knows. And then right inside of here is where we're going to be placing our storage area. And let's see, I already have an anvil down. There we go. That will do. Yes, okay. I had to just quickly take a look and see if I really liked how all of that was laid out. Now let's just go ahead and grab our stone slab, because some of you may be wondering, well, why did we grab the flower pot if we're not going to use it? But we are going to use it, don't worry. So we're going to remove that torch, and we're going to place a flower pot with a dark oak sapling right there. And then let's just go ahead and put this stuff back. And let's actually give ourselves an armor stand, because I forgot to give myself that as well. And so right in this corner space right here, we're going to place down the armor stand. So that way, in the event that if it's raining and it's cold and wet outside, we can go ahead and hang our armor to dry. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I forgot to place inside of here. Oh, that's right. Let's just go ahead and grab a item frame, a clock, and let's go ahead and begin to lay down the carpet area. And let's even just give ourselves a nice painting, because we want this simple medieval house to feel warm and cozy. And so starting with the carpet right here, we're going to just place a brown carpet, so that way we can wipe the mud off our boots when we come in. And then right in the center area, I think we're going to go ahead and place some red carpet, just to give it that this is the center of the structure look and feel. And then how about we let the remainder of this house area have some light gray? Yes. Although, you know what? Let's just go ahead and have each section of this house have different colored carpets. So that way it can help us know which area is which. So green in this case would be the storage area. The light gray is the resting area. The red is the focal or center point of this area. And the brown is going to identify the entrance. And now with this item frame, why don't we go ahead and just prop it down right across from our head area where our head would be at when we lay it to rest. And we're going to put a clock in there so that way we can tell what time of the day it is. And then just above a bed, we're going to place a 1x2 painting. Apparently, I didn't intend for it to be that particular painting, but hey, you know, we're just going to leave it as it is. And let's go ahead and place all this stuff back. Now we're going to grab some cobblestone walls. And you're going to see why. Because I would like to give the roof a little support. And also, I'd like to give the interior design of this structure a little more detail. And this is something that you can do. So in the event that you want to extend your walls, but you don't want to use a whole block, you can just use a cobblestone wall. And if you don't like the look of a cobblestone wall, you can even go ahead and use a fence post or even a fence gate. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use a cobblestone wall, pardon me. Oops, didn't mean to place that down. Now, let's go ahead and grab some dark oak logs because we still have a little space in this area that we could go ahead and do something like this. And if you don't want to add some support beams for your roof, you don't have to. But if you're anything like me, you don't like having all this open space. If you can, utilize it because that can help make your build look ever so more beautiful, at least in my own building opinion. And why don't we go ahead and now, oops, I thought I placed this in the chest here. I guess not. Now let's just go ahead and take one more look throughout this area. And you know what? Because this is a kitchen area, why don't we go ahead and remove those two slabs? And how about we place down stone slabs in their place? And then what we could even do is just remove these two. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So for the kitchen section of this simple medieval house, we're just going to go ahead and throw down 4 stone slabs. And we're still going to leave the crafting chest table right beneath the anvil and leave the cauldron right here. Have a brewing stand on top of the furnace. And then inside of here, we'll do something like that. Now, in the event that you would like to apply more storage, I want to show you a neat little trick that you may or may not know. And what this trick is where our bed is at, okay? Let's just go ahead and punch out, well, let's go ahead and grab a light gray carpet and another oak slab. We're going to remove those 2 slabs beneath the bed. And then what we are going to do is we're going to place a double chest beneath it. And if you have an ender chest, then you can go ahead and place it right here. And then let me actually just go ahead and demonstrate this to you on camera. Oops, I keep typing and EN and then C, but here we go. So if you are able to have access to an ender chest and you want it to be near your bed, you can go ahead and do so and access the double chest just beneath it. But if you don't have an ender chest, then what you can do to still access the double chest beneath your bed is take a slab and place it in that space right there. Now, I know that's going to give us half an empty block space in between the cobblestone wall and the slab we just placed, but I'm going to leave it as it is, just like that. Now let's just go ahead and remove all of this from our hotbar. And when it comes to the interior designing of this house, I think that's going to do it because I really don't want to go overboard with it. Now, I don't think I have a wooden trapdoor in either of these chests. Nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a dummy block, and that's going to be stone in this case. And, ooh, it looks like I am going to have to remove that flower pot with the dark oak sapling in it for a moment. And now let's just go ahead and give ourselves a flower pot again. And now we're going to begin to place down some, I guess you could call them normal or traditional windows, where we have a wooden trapdoor here. So then what we can do is just prop it open when it's a nice day outside. Let the wind circulate throughout the house if we will, if we want to. And then we can go ahead and remove this torch, and we'll do the same thing right here as well. Although, you know what? We're going to have to just quickly run outside, and then we're going to have to go ahead and do something like this. And then for the kitchen area, I would like to have another little traditional window right here, but I don't know. You know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and place a window right here in this area. That way, in the event that whatever we're cooking in the furnace gets to be overcooked and we need to let some fresh air into the kitchen, we can go ahead and just prop open that window. And, oops, I did not mean to break that stone brick block. And I think that is actually going to do it for this build. Although, I do think the outside section is looking a little dry. So why don't we go ahead and just prettify the area. And let's go ahead and just quickly remove that real quick. There we go. Place a grass block just beneath the door. And there we go. So that's going to be the overall structure. But like I said, I think the outside portions of it could use a little prettifying. So why don't we just go ahead and grab stone blocks and let's just place them right beneath the last stair at the bottom of our overhang like this. And I want to try and keep the look of this as simple as I can. Let the cost of resources be as minimal as I can make it so. And we're just going to go ahead and give the roof just a little more support like this. And then what we could do is we can create a simple little pen like area just in one of these corners. So how about we do something like this? Why don't we go ahead and do something like that? And we're going to go ahead and grab a... Why do I keep doing that? We're going to go ahead and grab a dark oak fence gate. Place it down like that. So then we can have a nice little place to herd any animals into. And then why don't we just go ahead and do something like this. Although, actually... Hang on there, peeps. Hang on. We could just do something like this. That way, then our little animal friends may have a little shelter above their heads. And you know what? Yeah, we're just going to do something like this. So then we can bring them inside of here. And if you want to decorate that small animal pen, then by all means, go ahead. Now, why don't we go ahead, since we're actually working on the outside of this simple medieval house, let's just go ahead and add a little farmland just out front of it as well. Just for the sake of it, we're going to go ahead and grow some carrots. And let's go ahead and give ourselves a bucket of water. And why don't we go ahead and grab ourselves a lily pad as well. That way then we can cover up this area. So right here, we're going to do something like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't have to tilt the land in that particular way, but I'm going to go ahead and do so just because I want to give it a nice cool look for you all. And you know what? Let's go ahead and grab some coarse dirt as well and just throw it in so that way it looks like an actual farm-like area where it shows people have been walking around through here. And then for these back two sections, I guess we can go ahead and let them be a place of storage. So why don't we just go ahead and I guess what we can do is we can go ahead and store some extra logs that we may have. So why don't we go ahead and just do something like this, although that's going to look a little weird. So why don't we go ahead and just place them down like that. No, well, there we go. We're just gonna place 2 logs down right there, so that way then it looks like we have a little storage area. And then we're just gonna go ahead and do something like that. And I don't think we're gonna go ahead and place a roof atop here. We're just gonna go ahead and leave it open. Let's give ourselves a crafting chest table, and let's go ahead and grab ourselves an anvil as well. So that way then this could be, I guess, a little work area, actually. There we go. And let's go ahead and grab another chest, throw it down just like that, and there we go. And for this last section right here, why don't we go ahead and let this be a place where we can go ahead and grow some nether wart. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and place soul sand down right there. I'm going to grab some nether wart right there. And I'm going to grab some more cobblestone walls, some dark oak fence gates. And there we go. Now I would like to wall off this section right here, but I don't think I'm well, you know what? Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's just go ahead and grab ourselves a diamond hoe once more, and then grab some more carrots. And there we go. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just place some coarse soil down just like that. And I think, why don't we go ahead and let this section be designated for our cauldron, so that way then we can go ahead and let this be our designated brewing area. My bad if I said let this be our designated cauldron area. So why don't we go ahead and grab ourselves another chest, and we're going to go ahead and grab, just for the sake of variation, cobblestone slabs, place them down like this. And then actually, let's go ahead and just place down cobblestone stair like that. Place a cauldron down right there, fill up the bucket of water like so. We'll then place our cauldron right there. We can place our chest just beneath the area like this. Nah, I don't like how that looks. We'll just go ahead and place our chest in this space right here. And you know what? I think that's going to do it, you guys, because I don't want to go any farther and really begin to get my build on with this. Again, this is just supposed to be a simple medieval house, but we kind of overstepped that by placing down these 4 sections just outside of the structure itself. And you know what? Just for the sake of it, I swear after this will be it for this video, I promise you. We're going to remove these stone blocks with chiseled stone because I rarely use them when building in this game. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do something like that. And there we go. Although, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let this be. Yeah, we're just going to leave it as that. I don't want to go any farther now. I promise you, this is it now. We're done. So, again, if you've been following along and you want to show me what you did with this simple medieval house, feel free to send a picture of it to me over on Twitter at Vanillaraccoon. And if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out.